All right, it's an exciting time today because it is time for the Hillbilly Night of the telephone. Got my bibs, got everything else. What we're going to do now, we're going to make some good old-fashioned soup beans, okay? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you some of the different ingredients I got right here, okay? First thing I got my Insta Pot. That's how we're going to be cooking it. Got a couple onions. I got, on homage to my grandma, the old-fashioned smoked ham hocks. There you go, to go in it. Plus, we're going to have a lot of beans, so I want to make sure to have enough ham. So I'm on a budget, so what can I say? I'm going to throw in some cubed ham, so we got that. I got some butter here, and then also we got our garlic, a couple things of chicken stock to go along with it, along with the beans. And what I use, just like my mom used to always use, she would use the pinto beans along with the Great Northern. So she has them both in there, and that's how we're going to go ahead and get it started. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started prepping. Actually, before everything, here's what we're going to do. First thing we're going to do is wash our hands, okay? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go get soap. Everybody knows how to wash their hands, but you know what? I've watched a lot of cooking videos, and I don't see a lot of people washing their hands. I hate to put it that way, but we want to make sure that everybody's clean, because you know what? Cleanliness is next to godliness, okay? We're going to go ahead and get started cooking here right away. Okay, what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and start chopping. Now, we're at the TV station. We're not in my kitchen at home, so we're going to do a couple workarounds, okay? I know first thing I need to do is start sauteing some vegetables, but what I need to do is cut them up first. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and get Mr. Camer down here, and we're going to go ahead and first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get into Mr. Garlic here, and we're going to get a couple cloves of garlic ready to go, okay? Just peel them off there. 1, 2, 3. It looks like 4. That could be pretty good. And then what we do is we get our trash bowl, go ahead and start putting our stuff in the trash bowl, okay? And we'll go 5. I like garlic a lot, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to set that aside, okay? Got my 5 cloves of garlic, okay? And then what we're going to do is we got to get the stuff off of it right now. Get the peel. Choppy chop. We're just going to dice this up a little bit more. Go from there. Still chopping. Now I know there's going to be some people out saying, "You're doing it wrong, John. You're doing it wrong. You got a wrong knife." I don't have my knives from home, but that's okay. But what we're doing is we're going to do it the best we can and to the glory of the Lord. Okay. Once again, we're just chopping away at our garlic, because we're going to be sauteing that here in a second, okay? But I just wanted to get this thing chopped up real quick. And we're going to put it in our little containers here, so that way everything we can put in at the same time, so that way something doesn't burn and all this other stuff, okay? And then here we go, we got that. Oh, we got one more, okay. Still chopping. Still chopping. There you go. And let's give it. There she be. I say, what I normally cook with at home is I love using cleavers. I started watching, the Chinese cooking and everything on the PBS station, Martin Yang. And watched how he used to do it and how he used to mince the garlic and everything. You can't mash it with this, but there you go. And what we're going to do next, we're going to get to some onions next here in a second, okay? Well, let's go ahead and set this aside. We got those done. Next thing I need to do, we need to push some stuff to the side here and get out Mr. Onions. Alrighty, now, here's what we're going to do. All right, coming in a 3, 2, 1, here we are, back to it. And what we're going to do is, I had to go make sure to get a washcloth so I can clean my area. Well, there you go, we're cleaning the area right now. So that way I can also clean the knife and stuff like that. And go from there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get to chopping some more onions. I like lots of onions, hopefully you do too. And what we're going to do is we're going to get to that next, okay? There you see it, big old onions, sweet onions, that's how I like them. And we're just gonna cut that. There you go. And I still say I'm going to swap this knife out. Well, let's get so I don't cut my fingers. We don't want to do that. That'd be a really bad video, wouldn't it? Daggone. We don't want to do that. Anyway, here we go. We're still chopping. Just chopping. And we'll cut over here. Okay, where I'm looking at here, I'm just making sure it's all chopped up good. And so that way we have some finer pieces. So that way no one wants to bite into a big old hunking piece of garlic. Well, maybe I do, I don't know. But I love, I said garlic, but I meant onions. And what we're trying to do is make sure they're nice and then smaller pieces. So that way everybody can have some onion along with their soup beans and stuff like that. And I like it when they're cooked up in the actual soup beans themselves too. So there you go. All right, there you go. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start getting this sauteed. Okay, there you go. We're going to go ahead and go from there. All right. I think I only need one. I got the other onion here, but we might just chop that up in case somebody wants more on top. Okay. All right, next, what I got here is I got my Insta Pot. Now this thing has been through some wars. We've had some good times together. There's a couple dents in it, and like there's big old dent and stuff like that in there. We went through COVID together, and what can I say? She's had a good life, and she's treated me well, okay? And what I'm gonna do first is we're gonna go down here, and there is a feature on this thing where it says saute. Saute, let's find the saute feature. We're just gonna go ahead and tell it to start 29, that's fine. We're gonna change it over to actually do the pressure cook here in a second, but once we get this sauteed, but we're gonna go working now and getting the garlic and the onion done, okay? We're there and we got a stick of butter. I love these. This is the Land O'Lakes ones. I like these because they give you that. You can get the half stick variety. You don't have to cut anything. Half stick of butter is about perfect anyway, so there you go. Get you a half stick of butter because we're going to be sauteing. Okay, here in a second. Here you go. We are melting butter. Dun dun dun. Melt butter, melt. All right, my butter's officially melted, so here's what we're going to do. Remember that garlic? Here's the garlic. Going on in there. Hear that sound? Hear that sizzle? There you go. There's your garlic. Next, we got that garlic going in there getting all happy. Garlic getting all happy. And what we're also going to do, we're going to take all these onions. We're going to slide those on in there too. Some people say, you didn't give that garlic too much time. Well, don't worry, it'll be fine. Trust me, I guarantee this will be tasty. Okay. We got simple food for simple people. And we're not fancy, you know. So there you go. We got all the garlic on in there now. We're letting this all get all happy. Let me get you a close-up here so you can see. There you see it. Garlic and onion getting all happy. And then what we're going to do, we'll let that sit down, saute just for a little bit. I got to put a little bit of salt in there and let that go for right now. And then what I got to do is I got to go wash some beans and make sure I don't got any rocks in them. So we're going to go do that next, okay? I would break out my pocket knife, but you know what? That looks a little uncouth. We'll put it that way. Let me turn on some light here. There you go. How about a little more light there? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut open this bag. I'm not using the whole bag. You know, what I want to do is use one whole bag total, you know, for everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch in, you know, half the bag of Great Northern beans, okay? Then we're going to cut in and put in a half a bag of pintos. I've had some people say, I only use pintos, or I only use Great Northern. Well, you know what? I like them both. So there you go. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to go wash all these beans. We're going to go look for rocks. Then you can go back over here and see me over at the Insta Pot, okay? All right, we got the beans washed and everything. There's some in there that's kind of undesirable looking. You know what we're doing? We're throwing them away. We're making sure that don't end up being in our beans, okay? Now, here's what we're going to do. This is where it gets fun, okay? One, we're making sure that everything is not sticking on the bottom, okay? And then what we're going to do next, because this thing will do error saying, you know, we got stuck foods. Food's burning, and we don't want that. That's not good. You don't want burning food, okay? So here's what we're going to do. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some stock in here, okay? Thing of chicken stock, okay? I like the flavor of chicken stock. I think it adds to the beans and adds to everything else. And also I want to make it so when you have this in there first, you're going to have a little water underneath it all, so that way it shouldn't stick, okay? We'll do that and go from there. Now whether that'll work or not, we'll find out. Okay, then what we're going to do, we're going to take all of our beans, and we're going to put them all in there, okay? Get on out of there, get out, okay. He's on out there too, okay? So we got our soup beans started. Stir that up there a little bit. Oh, that's starting to look good. You know what? It's going to look even better yet, because guess what's coming up next? You want to know what's coming up next? What I got next? I got some ham hocks. What we're going to do? You know, it's real hard to actually do all the filling, taping, and everything else all by yourself. I'll just tell you that right now. Okay? Got some ham hocks. Ham, because I got these big old ham hocks in there. Look at that. Look at that. See that? Ham hocks. What you do is you'll go and, once they're done cooking, you'll go cut all the meat off the bone. And then there you go. You got your stuff for your soup beans. Okay? And we'll go from there. Now what we gotta do is we gotta put some salt, pepper, and some other stuff in here. Actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this rest of this ham in here too. I like a lot of ham in my beans, okay? I don't know about you, but that's the way I like it. So here's what we're gonna do. We're taking this ham, putting it in there. Ham in the beans. Here, I'll show you. Get this on. Ham in the beans. All right, see, there we go. Getting more ham in the beans. There you go. Got more ham in the beans. Okay, so we're good to go. Let's go ahead and give this a quick stir. Quick old stir. All right, and then what we're going to do, we're going to get some seasoning on it, and then we'll just go from there, okay? Hold on one second. Here you're going to see, we got to put some salt and pepper in here, okay? Well, we need more than just a little sprinkle. I'm going to do that. We got salt. That's about a tablespoon, somewhere around there. I should probably put in about tablespoon and a half. Actually, I don't want to put in that much, because you got to think, they've got a lot of people here. Some people are, they can't take a lot of salt and stuff like that. There's also salt in the pork and stuff like that. So I'm keeping it kind of lightly salted. We'll just put it that way. So that way, if anybody's got some diabetic issues. Then also pepper, I'm putting about maybe a teaspoon pepper in there. So there you go. Good to go. And that is now in the pot. And let's go ahead and have a look, see of what's in the pot. So there you see the pepper and the salt. Now also here you go. We got that big old ham hocks in there. There's 3 of them in there. Also I got the actual ham, and then there's also all those beans and onions, and I guess it's more like a bean soup, but I'm trying to make it in homage to the traditions of my grandparents and my family. That's all from the Kentucky and Virginia areas. So there you go. You'll see what that looks like here in a wee little bit. Let's turn it on. I want to show this. We're actually going to do pressure cooking, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to make it for 45 minutes. Because you got to remember, in these Insta Pots with this pressure cooker, that'd be equivalent to roughly cooking it for close to 3 hours, somewhere around there. And just because it's going to be pressurized, it's going to be good. And we'll see what that looks like here in roughly about 45 minutes. And then we got to peel. Our next things that we got to do is we got to peel the meat off the bone on the ham hocks. Also, you got to make sure to take this and put this so that way it's on seal. So that way we can have a nice seal, and we're going to be pressure cooking. There we go, coming to you here in about an hour. All right, I say the time's been done. It's been that 45 minutes, and we let the thing naturally aspirate. I guess you could put it that way. It's soup bean. Oh man, look at that steam. It's steaming up my glasses right there. There you see the soup beans. Oh, there's part of a ham hock right there. I see it. Here's oh man, there's even more of it. So we got the soup beans and the ham hocks and stuff like that in there. Good to go. And what we're asking for you to do is come on by at 7 o'clock and come get some soup beans and cornbread. See you tonight.